So hey guys, so this video is something I've been wanting to talk about for a little while, and I decided to make it a shorter video because I've gotten some complaints that my videos are getting way too long, and I'm sorry about that. I'm still getting used to editing and stuff. But today's video topic I thought would be about commission etiquette and about the things that I've seen people do with commissions that drive me crazy. And I don't want you guys to think that this is just going to be a video of me making fun of or insulting the people who commission artists, because I have some things to say about artists themselves too, and stuff that they need to learn about commissions. So I made a little list here so that way I don't ramble on about the same subject for way too long. So I'm going to start with the client, like stuff that clients do that I think needs to stop, and then after that I'm going to talk about the artist. So the first thing I have here for the client is when a client is trying to commission you, and in order to try and get a cheaper price from you or to get the art for free, they tell you, oh, I can do this so much better, or I know another artist that can do this 100 times better. And it's like, this one really annoys me because I don't understand like what they're trying to do with that. Like it's like, okay, if you can do better than me, or you know another artist that can do better than me, then why are you even talking to me right now? Like, why are you bothering to talk to me and waste my time and your time trying to get a commission out of me when you're claiming you can do better? That's just something that I've never understood. It doesn't make artists want to draw for you any more than they did before. It just makes us angry because we're just like, well, why are you even talking to us if you can do it better? The next thing I have, it's in a similar thing to the I can do this so much better. Like, it's somebody saying like, oh, I can get this done so much cheaper from another artist, or I could go to this place and get the same kind of artwork for cheaper. And again, it's in the same line as like the I can do this better thing, where it's like, okay, if you can get it somewhere else but for cheaper, then go there. Why are you talking to me? Like, you sent a message to me, you knew my prices, you knew everything that I would charge for certain pictures, yet you're here trying to say like, oh, I can get it cheaper here. It's like, no, it's like most of us, our prices are set, and we don't just randomly come up with these prices because we're greedy. Like, some of us have good reasons for why we had the prices that we do. In my opinion, for me as an example, I usually charge based on how long it takes me to do the drawing, and usually it doesn't take me that long to do certain drawings. Okay, the next one is, I'm a YouTuber, or I'm a popular influencer, so I deserve free art, and I can give you exposure. This is something else that, for some reason, a lot of people still don't understand. Like, okay, like, just because you're a YouTuber, and just because you're popular, or you think you're popular, that does not mean you are entitled to free artwork. Because, as far as I know, most YouTubers that I watch and that I like, they all pay for the artwork that's given to them, or they all pay for the artwork that they want. Heck, Markiplier in one of his videos, I think it was when he was doing like a forest co-op with Jacksepticeye, he says that he pays Lixian TV, he pays Lixian for the animations that he does for Mark, so Mark can put them on his channel and give he pays Lixian money, but at the same time is also giving him exposure. But he's not just paying Lixian an exposure. He is giving Lixian money so Lixian can continue to do what he loves, and he's paying Lixian money so Lixian can, afford things that he needs. it's like, I don't know where this whole I'm a YouTuber so I get free stuff thing started. I think it might have started because a lot of YouTubers get fan art, but when somebody's giving you fan art, they're choosing to use their time to give you fan art. Like, that, it's not a commission, it's just fan art. It's like them wanting to give something to you. Like, I don't understand why so many people think that YouTubers get free stuff when a ton of popular YouTubers admit that they pay for a lot of their art assets. Heck, Chaos 550 in her for exposure video, like, she even said that, like, a lot of popular YouTubers she knows pays for their commissions, like Junkie and Spoctor and like all these, again, just something I don't get, and I'm tired of seeing it. I'm tired of people doing that stuff. Another one I have listed is, I have insert sub story here, and your art will make me feel better. This one gets on my nerves a lot, especially because I had to deal with one of these people for like an entire year under the facade that they wanted to be my friend. Basically, this kind of person is the type of client where they'll at first it'll seem like they want to commission you, or that they really want your artwork, they really want you to draw something for them, and then as soon as you think that they're going to actually pay for it and it's going to actually be a decent commission, they just go like, oh, well, like, I can't afford to pay for it because of my parents' medical bills, or I can't afford to pay for it because my family struggles to even buy my food, or I can't afford it because my parents won't do this, or I can't afford it because I have cancer, or something like that. And it's like, I don't want to sound mean, but a lot of the times those stories are not true. A lot of the stories that these people come up with are just there to make you feel bad so that you'll give them free art. And it's horrible both ways, because it's like, either it's true and you feel horrible because usually, like, okay, no offense, but like, a lot of the times, like, these stories are absolutely not true. And if they are true, I don't think you would be focusing on trying to get free art from somebody. I think you would be more focused on trying to help your family, and like, getting a luxury item such as art would be like the last thing you would want. Like, and it just makes you look like a horrible person, because it seems like you're using your family's tragedies, and you're using your family's like downcomings. I guess that's the right word, I don't know. Or even if that's real. But it just makes you seem like you're taking like everything bad that happens to your family and you're trying to use it as an excuse to get free stuff. And that just makes you look like a horrible person. I'm sorry, but it does. Like, there's one person that I used to have to deal with until I blocked her, and my friends know who this person is, where when I first started trying to take commissions and I made my commission price journal, this person commented and was like, oh, I can't afford a commission because my mom only has enough money for medical bills, and she only has enough money to buy my textbooks for school. And it's like, okay, then why are you commenting on a commission journal? Like, why are you trying to get free commissions by commenting your sob story? Like, why don't you just focus more on whatever medical emergency is going on and focus on, like, buying your textbooks, I guess. It's like, just don't do that, like, because it makes us feel bad, because if it's true, we don't know how to help you, and it just makes you look like a horrible person. And if it isn't true, then you're still a horrible person, because you're trying to, like, guilt people into giving you free stuff. the last one I have for the clients is, how dare you expect money for your art? Other artists do requests and art trades. And this one I've been seeing recently, and I actually saw it with a few of my artist friends on DeviantArt, and I've seen some people post stuff about it. Basically, one of my friends said that she is currently not open for requests or art trades at the moment, and she made a post because somebody was really, really rude to her about it. Basically, they sent her a note and asked her if she was open for requests, and all she replied with was, "No, I'm not open for requests right now, but I am open for commissions right now." And the person got mad and started screaming and yelling at them over the note and telling them that they were a horrible person because they didn't do free art, and that she was going to make a call-out journal about her. And I'm just sitting there like looking, she had screenshots of this note, and I'm just looking at it, and I'm like, this can't be real. This can't be an actual person. But no, I was looking at it, and it happened. It was a thing that happened. I had another, and then recently I had one person who was looking at my old artwork, and it was for like the Scribblenauts family, like it was like Maxwell and all that from Scribblenauts, and I had quit that like over 5 years ago because I lost interest in the game and I got interested in other things, and the person sent me a note recently saying like, oh, well, it shouldn't be too much trouble for you to pick off where you left off, so could you just continue drawing them? And I'm sitting there like, no, because I have other things to do, other things people paid me to do. And I told them, and I flat out, I didn't say it like that, but I just flat out told them like that I'm not accepting requests right now. And that if they wanted me to continue it, they could commission me to draw the characters they wanted me to draw, but I told them that I was not accepting free artwork. And then they go like, oh, okay, I guess I'm wasting my time then. And it's like, what were you expecting? Okay, but that's all I have to say about the client thing. I'm pretty sure like other artists have talked about that stuff. But now I'm going to talk about stuff that artists do in regards to commissions that have been really grinding my gears recently. And I hope some of you can agree with me on this. So the first one I have for the artists is delusional artists who charge too much. And this is something I noticed especially with a lot more popular artists. Like, I'm not saying that it's like unreasonable to charge a lot of money for like a really detailed picture. I commissioned Atlas White not that long ago to do like a comic commission for me, and the comic commission was like $60, I think, and I was like, okay, well that's not too unreasonable, because it is a comic, and comics take a long time to do, and the amount of detail she puts into her comics, it makes sense for why she would charge that much. But there's another artist whose name I won't mention because I don't want to like start hate or anything. But this one artist that I saw, like, she was charging like $100 for a digital sketch, and it wasn't even like super detailed or anything. It was like incredibly simple, like, and she was charging $100 for it. And then her most expensive artwork was like over $1,000, and it was just like a full body picture without a background. And I'm sitting there like, are you serious? Like, and this isn't like a troll. Like, she has been on DeviantArt for years, and people actually commission her for this stuff. And I'm just sitting there like, I just think that's highway robbery. Like, especially when you're not really, I mean, no offense, but I'm not saying they're not a good artist, but I'm saying like their art is not good enough for me to spend like $1,000 on a full body picture without a background. Like, it's just like, especially when you kind of have to think about like who is seeing your artwork when pricing stuff. Like a lot of my audience is like young teenagers, young children, and college students, high school students. So I tend to price my stuff fairly cheap because I I want people to be able to afford it and not worry about, spending a crap ton of money. The next one is artists who are hateful to their fans and their clients. If you saw my art style theft rant video, I think you'll know who these types of people are. But it's basically just people who constantly talk down to their fans, constantly are calling their fans stupid. They get mad at their fans for not commenting enough on their stuff. They get mad at their fans for not being able to afford their commissions. And it's okay, well, again, think about who your audience is. Think about the type of people who are watching you. A lot of the times on DeviantArt, it's either college students, high school students, or really, really young preteens who probably shouldn't even be on the website. But it's they can't afford much, and a lot of the times they have to prioritize other stuff over art. To quote Twisted Disaster, you do not need art more than you need food. You need these people are trying to spend money on important things other than your artwork. Your artwork is not something that they need to have. They can want to have it, but they a lot of the times people are trying to save up their money so that they can afford a commission from you. Artists who hate on other artists is the next thing I wrote down. And I seen this recently, for some reason, it to me it's out of jealousy, I guess. But I was watching Creepshow art on YouTube, and I remember I was watching a video where she said, where a Twitch artist basically went to another Twitch artist's page, and basically him and his girlfriend started hating on her, and they were saying oh, why does she have so many viewers? Why does she have so many watchers? Why do so many people commission her when my art is so much better? And it's really? Who cares? And it's bad because this dude, he is a good artist, but it's okay. This is something that I like to say is there is no such thing as bad art. Everybody interprets art differently. The point of art is for people. Okay. Have you ever heard of beauty is in the eye of the beholder? What may look good to you may not look good to somebody else. But but that does not give you the excuse to hate on another artist and think that that's going to get people to follow you and commission you more, because that just makes you look like an entitled jerk. And I hate that mentality of well, why does this person get commissions but I don't get commissions? Why does this person have more followers and commissioners than me but I barely get any? And it's I don't know, maybe they're doing something that you're not doing. Try to see, do they, how much, to quote Twisted Disaster, Twisted Disaster said a lot of the times it's, these people, don't post often, or they don't update when they're not active, why they're not active, and it's, people are scared to commission them because they don't post often, or they're scared to commission them because they don't know, how long they're gonna have to wait just to get their commission done. You have to keep your audience updated, and a lot of the times these popular artists are constantly posting what they're doing, and telling people where they're gonna be, and what they're gonna be doing, and why their upload schedule isn't normal. But it's I hate the mentality that popular artists have where they try to drag down another artist so that they can get more viewers and more commissioners, and it's you're not gonna do that. You're not gonna get more viewers from doing that. It just makes you look like a jerk, and no matter how good you are at art, no matter how good your art looks, nobody's gonna want to commission you because they're not gonna want to support a person who has that mentality. The next one I have is artists who insult their clients. And this is something else I've noticed where people have been unnecessarily rude when someone tries to commission them and they try to ask questions or they didn't, like, okay, like, I can understand if the person was if the client's being rude or unreasonable, like the ones I mentioned before, but sometimes I'll see it where it's like the person will like be like, oh crap, I didn't realize I didn't have enough points to commission you, or be like, oh, I didn't realize that it would cost this much, can we do something else? Like, I've experienced this where I commissioned one artist and I thought I had enough to commission them with the points, but then I realized that I didn't have enough money in points, and I said, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize I didn't have enough points, I did my math wrong, is there another option? And then the artist just didn't reply to me, like, just ignored me for a while, and then they didn't start replying back until I said, like, hey, could I change the point commission to a cash commission? And then they were like, oh yeah, sure, and it's like, really? like you didn't start talking to me until I started waving money in your face again? Like, and then there's also the people, like I mentioned in my Art Style video, where they'll call out clients for daring to ask a question about, like, you know, showing an interpretation of an art style, or like like just asking them to draw something they're not used to, and it seems like a lot of artists just can't say no. Like, they just can't, you know, say, no, I'm not comfortable with doing that, or no, I really don't want to do that, or no, I don't think I'm the artist that you should go to for this, but here are some other artists that you could probably go to. Like, no, you always have to make a big dramatic deal about it and, like, shame them on Twitter or shame them on DeviantArt, or, like, make a call-out journal or whatever, and it's like, why can't you just settle it privately, tell them no? You are the artist, you have a right to tell someone no. Like that doesn't mean you get to be, like, just because somebody did something that you didn't like in your commission thing, that does not give you the right to insult them, especially if they're not being rude and they weren't expecting to get it for free or for a cheaper price. Like, it's like, I just don't understand that, because if you want to be a professional artist in the professional world of art, like, if you treat your client like that, like, if you ignore them, or if you like, insult them or call them out or do anything mean or hateful to them, you're not going to get work and you're not going to get money. Like, you need to know how to be professional and not act like a 12-year-old throwing a tantrum. But even then, I've seen 12-year-old and 13-year-old artists act more mature than some of these people do. I've seen a 14-year-old artist be more mature with a 40-year-old client than most adult artists I see nowadays. And then the last thing I have is just entitled artists in general. Like, artists who think that they're entitled to get commissions. They think that because they believe they have a certain skill set, that they're entitled to like, have more fans than somebody, or they think they're entitled to get a certain amount of money. Like, they're basically a combination of all the stuff I just listed. Like, they think that because they believe that they are, like, the Picasso or the Michelangelo or the Leonardo da Vinci of the modern world, that they deserve to, like, be free of criticism. They deserve to have all the commissions. They deserve to have all your money. They don't care what kind of financial situation you're in. If you're not giving them money, then why are you even bothering to talk to them or follow them? Or why are you even bothering to look at their artwork? And it's like, again, it's like, these are also, like, the kind of artists who will, like, treat art like it's the best thing ever, and if you lived in a world without artwork, then it's not a good world, or like you don't like it's just not, it's kind of like And then if they like have a bad month or whatever, like where they're not getting a lot of commissions, like they think that the whole world is against them and that they get mad at their fans for not giving them money. And it's like, if you're getting so upset over not getting money for drawing artwork, are you even enjoying drawing at that point? Because it's like, yeah, I do commissions and stuff, but it's like, I usually try to make it fun, at least, because if it's not fun for me, like, I mean, that's also another bad mentality to have, but it's like, I try to make it fun, and I try to make it to where it's something that the client won't get anywhere else, like, but, again, it's just like, if you're so upset and, like, the only reason you're doing art is because you want to get money, like, money's, like, the only thing you care about, unless it's, like, a stressful financial situation and you, like, really, really need the money, like, it's just, like, like, what I'm trying to get at here is, like, don't focus all of your art on just commissions, because then you won't have fun. You'll overwork yourself. You will only care about how much money your artwork can make you, and you won't care. Crap, I'm getting tangled up in my words here. But okay, the long story short, so the entire point of this video was just to kind of tell you guys that, like, while yes, like, clients have things that they need to work on with commission etiquette, like, but most of the time these people are, like, young kids that don't know any better, which is fine. Just explain stuff to them and move on. And then there's the people that are actually trying to scam you. But then it's also, like, artists need to learn how to be, more professional I'm not saying all artists, but most artists, especially the really, really popular ones, kind of need to learn how to be more professional when it comes to commissions and when it comes to just actually just earning commissions in general. Because if word spreads that you're a hateful person to your clients, or word spreads that you're incredibly rude when your clients dare to ask you certain questions, or dare to interact with you a certain way, or dare to, like, question your prices or whatever, you're not gonna get a lot of commissions, and you're not going to get a lot of business. Just be nice. Just be nice to them. Like, as long as they're not being rude, and as long as they're not expecting to get the art for free, or to get it at, like, an unreasonably cheap price, like, there's no reason to hate on them. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and bye-bye.